My name is Alejandro Suarez. My title, Venezuela from Rich to Poor. Topic, Venezuela, once the richest countries in South America, and is now the poorest. General purpose, to inform. Specific purpose, to raise awareness of how Venezuela went from one of the richest countries in South America to the poorest. Thesis statement. Venezuela's economic decline was mainly due to poor political decisions in heavy reliances on oil and sanctions from other countries, which has all contributed to the current state of poverty. Introduction. Attention getter. Venezuela once was one of the richest, wealthiest countries in Latin America, with one of the highest GDP, gross domestic productions, in the region. Is now facing extreme poverty, hyperinflation, and an ongoing humanitarian crisis. How did this happen? Credibility statement. As an individual, I did research to see why Venezuela had such a dramatic collapse using journals and reputable news sources. Relevance to audience statement. Understanding Venezuela's decline is important because it offers important lessons on the impact of governmental policies, economic strategies, international relations, because it affects all the countries around the world, including ours. Preview of main points. In this speech, I will explore the political mismanagement, the weakened Venezuela economy, the dependency on oil exports and how it led to economic vulnerability, the role of external sanctions and the long-term impact. Let's begin by looking at the political mismanagement that contributed to Venezuela's economic downfall. Body. Main point. Political mismanagement and corruption. First subpoint. Under Hugo Chavez and Nicolas Maduro, Venezuela's populist government was a disaster. Chavez's social welfare program were funded by oil revenue, but they were unsustainable in the long run. Under Maduro, government policies became increasingly authoritarian, undermining the country's democratic institutions. Second subpoint. How country corruption impacted the economy. A first subpoint, Venezuela ranked high in global corruption indices, leading to mismanagement of resources. Transparency. Second subpoint, the government mislocated funds, focusing on short-term gains rather than long-term stability. Now let's examine how Venezuela over-reliance on oil exports left the country vulnerable to economic collapse. Body main point. Dependency on oil and its consequences. First subpoint. The role of oil in Venezuela's economy. Venezuela's economy was heavily reliant on oil exports, which accounted for 90% of its revenue. The global drop in oil prices in 2010 severely impacted the country's income, triggering an economic crisis. Second subpoint, the lack of economic diversification. Without investment in other sectors, Venezuela had no backup plan when oil prices plummeted. This resulted in hyperinflation, unemployment, and a widespread poverty. In conclusion, the combination of political mismanagement, over-reliance on oil, and external sanctions had led Venezuela to its current state of poverty. In conclusion, Review main points. To summarize, Venezuela's economic collapse can be attributed to three key factors: political mismanagement, depend on oil, and international sanctions. Venezuela's descent from wealth to poverty demonstrates the dangers of corrupt government, economic dependence on signal resource, and the effect of global political tension. Concluding statement. By studying Venezuela's crisis, we can learn valuable lessons on the importance of economic diversification, good governance, and international cooperation in maintaining a stable and thriving economy. Thank you.